She's kind enough to join us, so let us go to Valentina and see how she's doing. Hello, Valentina. How are you?
Hello, Ariel. Good to see you again.
Great to see you, and I appreciate you doing this very much. It's been a very long time since we spoke after a loss, so this is rare territory. I'm just wondering off the bat, some 2 weeks and a bit removed from the fight, or 3 weeks removed from the fight, how are you dealing with what happened on March 5th?
Oh, everything fine and kind of like recovers from the injuries of training camp and everything like what happened. Yeah, and it's kind of like nothing else to do and just refocus, reposition everything and start to make the work towards the main goal, what I have right now, retain like um, um, get back the belt and to win the rematch and do everything what I have to do to and new and be like the queen of the flyweight again.
Have you watched the fight?
I did watch the fight and after the fight and in um, kind of like didn't feel differently what I felt during the fight. It was the same feeling as I was like straight away. It was kind of like winning the whole fight, winning all rounds, and at the end of the fourth round, unfortunately, the situation what happened.
Has reality like, do you feel all right, like this is real, like does it feel real to you that you're not, because for me you were so linked to that belt, like you were that belt. We didn't know anyone else with that belt. I know Nico had it, but like to me it was like always you. Does it feel like it has sunk in?
Oh, I'm still that belt, and it's kind of like no doubt, no doubt, I'm unbreakable, and it's no matter what happened right now, and kind of like what person you are, how you deal with these kind of like struggles, and I'm built differently. I'm built like to fight, to like to do everything what as a warrior, and this is what my mindset is right now. Now I don't have to deal with all this stuff like media or something like that. I just like focus on my main goal. I have like months, so like few months before. I hope UFC will come and schedule the fight very soon, and not expecting fight itself very soon, but hoping to be scheduled soon. That's why I will have a date, and it's kind of will be a goal, and I slowly and surely will start my way to come back.
What is your assessment of what went wrong in that final sequence in the fourth round? What should you have done and what didn't happen?
It's hard to say that I should not throw the spinning back kick because it's kind of like this very powerful kick. Yes, it's a very strong kick. I did so many knockouts with this spinning back kick, and it's just a situation. And kind of like same thing, like first round, and you kind of like feel not that fresh at the same as for example, comparing to the first rounds, and kind of like some action of the of referee could like provoke this tiredness what I felt during the fourth round. But it's the situation. It's definitely it's kind of like error, it's kind of like mistake, but in the same time it's hard to say this is like, oh my god, this is kind of like huge mistake. Definitely it's huge because it's lost. But it's not something that I cannot deal. It's gonna bring me so much down and I will be like, oh my, upset. No, it's kind of like things shaken, and kind of like waking up everything that you have inside, the inner power, the inner strength. And I feel it's like through my veins, through my blood, through my whole body. I feel that energy that I have in right now, and the most important to keep it the same and put it in the fight.
Because you were winning for so long, was it getting like a little bit mundane and do you feel like now you are reinvigorated, remotivated?
Maybe kind of like now it's is turning in the in the different position when you don't have to lose much and you have and go loose and do like whatever you have to do without putting like crazy risks. Sometimes I feel sometimes people when they put idea in their heads that they don't have nothing to lose and they do like crazy stupid things, go like in crazy interchange, and it's kind of like works even worse for them. So I don't want to say that I have to do that things. No, I have to do like just what I did, but a little bit maybe more aggressive, because in this position I don't have to lose nothing. No.
Did you take her lightly?
Lightly? I don't think so. No, no. You know me. We spoke with you so like for a long time, and you know my mindset. I don't take my opponents lightly. I every time try to like think about them even more what they are, because this is our sport, this is MMA, everything can happen, and like what happened it happened, but I'm not the person who will bring the past always will carry it with me. No, I will, it is going to be a lesson, I will take from this lesson everything to build myself stronger and better. I think this is the most important. You don't have to carry the past all time with you. You have to move on, and you have to find like things that's gonna build you and make you be better.
Did anything that she did in the fight surprise you?
Actually, no. It didn't surprise me. I knew, like, I felt like it's kind of like her last chance. And after the 3 rounds, even left after the 4 rounds, she understands she are so much down. She's kind of like losing the fight, and nothing gonna happen. And it's kind of like when she felt this is her last chance, and she has to pull like all her power in this position. This is what she did, and it's kind of like hard to blame. It's what I would do the same thing, right? But yeah, it was the same kind of like I was winning the whole 4 rounds, and the situation happened. It was a little bit blood in the beginning of the first round, and people could see it's kind of like her strike or something like that, but it was not damage. Unfortunately, it was lack of checking length of fingernails. That's why the fingernail went like down to the skin and rip off the part of it. So it was like light blood, but it was not any cut, it was not any damage of strike. It was just like, I hope next time they will check more carefully.
Wow. So
They
they were
how
too
long the
long?
nails. I don't know. I don't know. For me, it's hard to say. I never saw
Yeah.
it. But after the fight, when we were checking and doctors were checking if to put some stitches, and they said, "Oh, we cannot do much because it was because of fingernails went deep and like rip a piece of the
Okay.
skin."
The shot of you, you know, having to submit was shocking just because like we had never seen that. And it wasn't a traditional choke. It was like it was on your chin, which obviously hurts a lot. Could you describe what that felt like?
What it felt, it's like it's the same things, but you are kind of like on the training working, and someone choke you, and you feel kind of like okay. And sometimes people would say, "Oh, it's better like how would say." Put asleep,
Mm,
right? To
mm.
sleep instead, but not to tap. But I think it's gonna be worse if you kind of like we will stay there on the in the octagon without like knowing what's happening, sleeping all the way down. I think it's not the best view of the fighter. So if you feel it's coming, yeah, it's nothing to do. It's just like yeah, you will have opportunities. The most important, stay healthy, stay motivated, stay strong. And this is, I think, the most important for the fighter.
So it's very, you know, like I said, we're talking 3 weeks after the fight, and like your answers are very impressive because, and we've known this from you, like you're not an emotional person, and you're very, like I said, you're strong minded and strong willed. But if we would have talked on the Monday after the fight, would you have been the same, or is this part of the process? Like, were you very upset? Were you emotional? How did you deal with it all behind the scenes?
Next Monday after the fight, of course, lose is bad. When you are losing your fight, it's not the best feeling what you can ever experience. But I felt in the same time so blessed that I have like so good friends with me, my team with me, and my fans are with me, my people are with me, and I felt this support that there was given me. And no matter what happened, in good and bad, they are with me. And I think was the feeling that I felt next Monday after the fight. This entire happiness, entire blessing, and like be thankful and grateful for the people who surrounded, who around me.
Sure. And afterwards, right away she said, immediate rematch, no problem. Is there any part of you that appreciates the fact that like there's no games being played here? Like sometimes people would be like, oh, I want to fight someone else. I want to do this. Like it seems like she's showing you a lot of respect and saying like, of course you deserve that. You've earned that. I'm wondering what your reaction is to hearing all of that.
Oh, I would be very surprised if it would be differently. And yeah, and, like even thinking that it could be differently, for me, it's huge surprise because this kind of like immediate rematch, it's form of respect, definitely. And like saying that it's not gonna happen like right next, I feel it's not from her, but like in general, it's very disrespectful for any fighter, right? Be even especially when someone was like for a long time champion and like dominating fight, and the fight was not one-sided. It was one-sided like on my side before the situation what happened, and definitely it's very obvious. I didn't surprise, but I would be very surprised if it would be differently.
Yeah, so on this show on the Monday after the fight, we were sort of talking about like what's going to happen and everything like that, and people took my words and twisted them. It was very not nice, Valentina, if I'm being honest. But
What
historically,
word?
oh, because
I didn't hear. I was kind of like not following the
oh, good,
social
it's better.
media.
It's better. It's better that you didn't fall. But what I was saying. I'll tell you what I was saying. Historically, and we just saw it with Kamaru. Um, when they do the immediate rematch, I think it's like something like 12-1 in this situation. The person who had the belt and lost the belt and then does the immediate rematch historically often loses the next fight. I don't know what it is. And so I was wondering, is it better to for someone to get their confidence back to go fight someone else and then go to the belt? Is it better to have a fight in between? Not that you don't deserve it. No one deserves it more than you. But I'm wondering if there's like a mindset where you just need a break from that person to get the confidence back and then go to it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you feel like this is a crazy thing?
I maybe in men's world it works different, like the way as you are mentioned. But I feel that women's world it's kind of like maybe otherwise, because we could see recent example with Amanda Nunes, Juliana Pena,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And when it was the second fight, it was like very good fight,
Yeah.
right? And Amanda looks very strong and different and very nice. So maybe this is the difference. Maybe this is like men, they are built differently, women, they are built differently. But I feel that it has to be immediate rematch, and I feel it's gonna be a very good fight. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel in some respects like this situation will be remembered like the Juliana Amanda one? It's almost like people forgot about the first fight. Amanda kind of corrected the record, the history. Do you feel like this will be the same thing?
I don't want to think that it's gonna be the same things, or like looks like that, or compare even to that fight. Definitely what I know and what I'm gonna do is just like go there and just finish the fight. And this is what I feel I have to do, because it's very important to not just win by points, but definitely kind of like to show your superior level in this point. I feel like that, and it's truly very important for me. That's why I'm kind of like don't want to attach to me any images of someone, because I am. And this is it. I don't want to be looks like someone. I don't want to be act like someone. I want to be myself, and that's why it's all the situation. It's kind of like happen what's happened. Everything happened for a reason, and yeah, just like be strong, strong enough, and take remember the roots, remember the where I came from, how hard I have to battle for the place where I am right now, be grateful for the opportunities what I was given, like I mean, like being UC fighter in general from the that far part of the world where I came from. It's kind of like very huge deal. It's a big deal, and just take everything in me to help to build the strong and very very kind of like hard to pass person.
If it was up to you, when would the rematch happen? When would you like for it to happen?
I messaged my manager, and I said like it was kind of like next Monday
Uh,
after the, and I said I'm ready for the rematch, and if yes, you're gonna speak with matchmakers, with Mick, with Dana, please tell them that I am here and I am ready. And she said like, okay, if they will want to know what date, I said June, July for me is fine.
okay.
But I of course kind of like I understand it's very soon, and Alexa need maybe time to shine for the camera and everything while she can.
Right, right, right. And the idea of her fighting and defending the belt against you in Mexico, how would you feel about that?
I am right now in the position that I cannot say, oh no, Mexico, I cannot go or something like that. No, I definitely will go where UFC will put the event. But for me, the most important to know that the judges and referee are good in this fight, and they are not kind of like leaning toward one side or another side. And what about the crowd? Every time I was traveling, like in my Muay Thai career, I was traveling to the home countries of my opponents and fight against them in their own land and winning them. And for me, there is nothing better than to hear the silence of the full crowd when they cannot like support their fighter because they understand there is nothing they can do. And this is the best sound for me, the silence.
Oh my. What about the elevation? How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's need to prepare for that, because elevation it's a big deal. It can change the game, the form of your performance. So it's kind of like once you know where you're gonna fight, you have to adjust for the same mm, like things like about elevation, climate, and all that. What is very matter in the fight.
And so, all right. So, if this fight happens, I mean, I would assume it has to happen between now and September. Are you going to go somewhere? You know, like you like to go. I know you went to Japan before this last one. You kind of try. Where's the place that you're going to train for this one? Have you thought of that?
Depends where the fight gonna be.
Okay.
It all depends where the fight gonna be. And yes, definitely we're gonna have amazing training camp, hopefully, and definitely we will find the best place what we can find. For now, I just plan like to have some trips while being off of the training camp, but in the same time, like keep building my physical ability and mental ability. And when I will know the place for the fight, and definitely we're gonna go straight over there.
So if it's in Mexico, you'll do the training camp in Mexico.
I don't know. Why not?
Yeah.
Maybe we have
Interesting.
so many friends in Mexico.
Yeah, yeah, I bet. And just finally, you've been competing in MMA 20 years. You've been competing totally, I think 30 years it has been. You told us last time. Did what happened a couple of weeks ago? Did it make you think about how much longer you want to do this for?
Oh, after watching Holly Holm fight, it's kind of like all questions like
Yeah.
completely discarded from the even some journalists, if they had question about how long a woman can fight or like be in the best shape after this performance, you kind of like see there is no limits, right? And I felt that Holly Holm looked incredible, and she kind of like so good and everything, and she didn't lose a bit of this like motivation, physical and mental quality. And in my opinion, she is kind of like every single fight getting better and better. And so yeah, kind of like this is a huge example for any woman that if you are want to compete till the like a little longer than like normal people think you can. And if you really want to do that, you don't have any excuses why you cannot do that. The important, as I mentioned, be healthy and to feel desire, exact desire. If you kind of like this is your lifestyle, this is your passion of like of the life.
Much respect to you, Valentina. Thank you so much for coming on and talking about all this. I know probably not a great pleasure for you, so I appreciate it very much. Uh, Tremendous fight. I know it didn't go your way, but I can't wait for the rematch. I think it will be incredible theater wherever it happens, and I wish you all the best in the training and then obviously in the fight itself. So thank you very much. Appreciate it, and enjoy the time off as well.
Thank you so much, Ariel. Really appreciate being here. I every time like very happy to like share my thoughts with you. And definitely, it's not a matter if it's like happiness or something like not that. This is why we are here. This is why we are kind of like wanna people know that people let know how we are fighters, we are feeling in good and bad position, like because sometimes it's definitely when you are happy, you kind of like you want to go there, hang out with people. Yes, but sometimes it's very important that people listen to you when it's not your like best situation position what could happen. And it's very 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 important. And yeah, it's kind of like in the fight very it's kind of like everything after you asked me how I felt during the fight. And now thinking about that, I think some kind of like situation, small situation what happened in the fight could affect also like performance or how you feel. For example, I'm before right now I never thought about this, but now I kind of like it's very clear in my mind. And few actions what referee did in the fight, I completely don't understand kind of like why he did that, because it's kind of like he was refereeing my two last fights. And first fight in with Tyler in Singapore, I thought it kind of like it could be situation or something like this, but there was a combination when I strike and ended the combination with a head kick. And I felt that Tyler had like huge takedown, like not knockout, but tiki, kind of like knockdown. And I was like wanted to finish the fight, but he stopped the fight and he kind of like, okay, let her breathe. And I was like, okay, it doesn't sound right, but whatever. Maybe it was just situation. But in this fight, it's kind of like we were on the ground position. I was in her guard and landing like big shots over her. And he just decided to stand us up and continue the striking. But it's kind of like the same situation when I say it could affect, because fighter, what they do to take their opponents down, they spend so much energy to take down first, and second to like actually like hold them down. And when you build your situation, you definitely want to use this situation as much because you spend so much energy. And when kind of like it was deciding that, oh no, in my opinion, you don't have to be there, you have to fight in the strike, in the stand up, it's kind of like working against you because affect your performance, because you have to build the situation all over again. But yeah, as I mentioned, it could be like uh, um, joining of all these little situations together. That's why it's happened what it's happened at the end. But yes, as I mentioned, this action is kind of like hard to understand for me why it was, because when I rewatched the fight, and it's not my fault that Alexa could not go out from that position, because I was holding her very tight, and in the moment I started to shot like land big shots, he just like decided to stand us up.
Yeah. Do you have any explanation why that was a controversial moment? Do you now, a few weeks later, do you have any idea why that happened? Why he did that?
I don't know. That's why I'm saying for me it looks kind of like surprisingly, and kind of like yeah, because this is my game plan and I want to keep this game plan. But when someone said no, I don't think that it's your game plan. You have to do like other.
Yeah.
You have to go out and fight like sense. That is kind of like looks differently.
I understand how you're feeling, and hopefully it's fair and square when you guys get to do it again. So I wish you the best, Valentina. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ariel.
Uh,
Have a good day. Bye.
you too. We'll talk to you soon. There she is, Valentina Shevchenko, the Bullet.